wasn't until the 1960s that the love affair with skyscrapers crossed the Atlantic. Until 40 years ago, St Paul's Cathedral was still one of London's tallest buildings.
It wasn't until the late 60s that we had this wonderful building, Centre Point, at the junction of Oxford Street, Tottenham Court Road and Charing Cross Road. It's a very expressive sculptural building that I think works very well, and happily it's now Grade 2 listed.
As in Manhattan and Chicago, most of London's tallest buildings were concentrated in the financial district of the city. When a new commercial centre was constructed in the derelict Docklands, the towering glory was One Canada Square, still Britain's biggest skyscraper. It seems that any international financial centre worth its salt needs skyscrapers, and the real push for height in the late 20th century has been in the emerging economies of the Pacific Rim.
Skyscrapers have become a symbol of a country or a city's success. Where would Singapore be without its skyscrapers, or Kuala Lumpur without its twin towers? When a city feels a need to express its power and influence in the world, you just build something high.
Clearly, if you go up, you can get more people doing all sorts of things in a smaller area. In half a kilometre, you would have an occupancy of something like 15,000 people. And the mix of functions inside the building is very important. Could you make a building that, heaven forbid, you would never need to leave? That there are places to swim, places to sunbathe, places to eat, as well as places to live and work. And generally speaking, the higher you go, the better. I mean, clearly, the payoff for the person inside the tower is extraordinary views. Or if you go high enough, at the top of this building, you would always be in sunlight, or you'd be in sunlight more often than us mere mortals down at ground level. What could you do with that? Could you then make a Caribbean resort at the top of your tower on the basis that you get more sun than anywhere else, and it's coming through glass and it heats up, so on and so forth. So I think we're really at the beginnings of thinking about how to play with the idea of a tall building.
Whether it makes economic sense or is just the machismo of corporations and architects, one thing is clear. The urge to build high is as strong now as it was in the days of the pioneers in New York and Chicago.